What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano by 1-0. It was a defensive masterclass from the blaugrana. We Atletico Madrid. Overall, it was good performance. We got the three very vital important points, of course, and it is our first time beating Atletico Madrid at the Wanda in 2 years. Overall, great day, great night for the club, and the biggest 3 points of the season so far. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now, and Xavi did go with a 4 in the midfield instead of the original 4-3-3. He went with Ter Stegen in goal, a back 4 of Kounde, Araujo, Christensen, and Balde, midfield 4 of Pedri, Busquets, De Jong, and Gavi, and a front 2 of Ousmane Dembele and Ansu Fati with Ferran Torres, Kessie, Raphinha, Marcos Alonso, and Sergio Roberto coming off the bench. The only goal scored in this match, thank God, was for Barcelona, and it was scored by the Frenchman Ousmane Dembele, and it all started with Pedri. He picks up the ball from the midfield, runs past 4 to 5 Atletico Madrid players, gets into the box, gives it to Gavi. Gavi just shoulders off Ronaldo, then drops it off to Ousmane Dembele. Instead of faking it, he hits it first time, bottom left-hand corner. I think it goes to the legs of Savage, but it goes past Young All Black and gives Barcelona the lead and also secured the 3 big points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very solid 8 out of 10, mainly for the fact that we got 3 big points away at a difficult stadium against a difficult opponent. It was a defensive masterclass from Barcelona. What we did essentially was, went for the goal. First half an hour we got it, then we just sat back and held it tight in the back. I don't know how we did it, but we pretty much did Atletico's game plan against Atletico, which is score the early goal, sit back, soak it all up, and pray to God you get lucky and you don't end up conceding. And we did that. First half an hour, I think we played really well. The pressure was great. We were dominating the play, dominating the ball, creating chances. And then we had 2 chances with Ansu Fati, one with Dembele prior to Dembele scoring. But once we scored, it dropped off. Just like against Espanyol, just like against Intercity, it did it again. We scored the first goal. We're thinking, instead of thinking, let's go for more, let's get 2, 3, then we can be comfortable. We're like, oh, we got the goal. Let's just sit back and hold on to it. Which I'm not a fan of, but hey, today it worked. I think if you told me to do that tactic against any team in the world, it would be Atletico Madrid, because that's their game plan. You do against them, and that's how you get them vulnerable. And that's why Xavi went with the forward midfield. That was the correct decision. He went through with it. Of course, now you're looking back from the game. Maybe you could switch to the 4-3-3 in the second half. Give us a bit more of an attacking threat. But Xavi said, you know what? Against a team like this, let's just soak it up and hope for the best. And again, that back 5 of Ter Stegen, Kounde, Christensen, Araujo, and Balde were rock freaking solid. Midfield was a bit ropey. I think De Jong and Busquets were poor, weren't on there playing well. Pedri had his moments. I think overall had a good game. Gavi was exceptional. Front 2, you're basically feeding off scraps. You're playing the graveyard shift. You're hoping that something gets created, then you get hit on the counterattack. Your mainly job of the game was A, when you get a chance, score it, but B, press, put Atletico Madrid under pressure, and you having your speed on that counterattack makes them worried. That's why they gotta sit back a little bit. But I think, we didn't play champagne football. It's not, Xavi ball in full effect. But we got the result that we needed against a very tough team. So overall, I'm over the moon. I'm happy. And overall, for me, the team performance will be getting a very solid 8 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. We got some juicy ones. We got to start off, of course, with the goalkeeper, Marc Andre Ter Stegen. And for me, he gets an 8 out of 10. Clean sheet, did not concede now. I think that's 6 goals conceded this season in La Liga. He got his 12th or 13th clean sheet. He's on a fantastic run. Distribution today was not the best for Ter Stegen, but you know what? In those moments where he was tight and he just cleared it, I understand that. I'd rather you clear than try and find a pass to satisfy Xavi. Of course, Xavi was fuming at him when he gave the ball away in the first half. He should have found Kounde, but the pass was short. Xavi was livid at him. But you know what? He made a great save from Antoine Griezmann as well. Controlled the box very well. Had one rugby moment in the second half. He went for that punch from the corner kick, but Ronaldo headed it just wide. That was, that would put Ter Stegen under some criticism, but I think overall today, played really well, commanded the box, made some good saves, distribution was okay, and for me, he gets an 8 out of 10. Now, for the center back, and the center backs today, they can have my children. First up is, of course, Ronald Araujo, and for me, Araujo gets a 9 out of 10, and my man of the match. Now, I was going to give him an 8. 7 or 8, that's where I was leaning against. But then that block in the 90th minute, I was gonna give him a 10 just for that alone. He was rock solid, but again, his distribution is still poor. poor. It's not at the level of Christensen. It's not the level of Pique or Eric Garcia. It still needs improvement. But defensive wise today, because he is a defender, rock freaking solid. We looked like a Champions League winning team with Araujo at the back. Without Araujo, we look freaking clueless. This man is so important for the team, and it's just unbelievable to watch him. He is such a good defender. If he can just, perfect his passing, we've got a player on our hands. And we already do, but just to have that complete package, just perfect the passing. The block in the 90th minute was fantastic. He was defending for his life the entire time. His speed against João Felix, his tackling against Antoine Griezmann, absolutely all over the pitch. And you saw how it meant him as well. When he made that goal line clearance, he celebrated at full time. He got on his knees and celebrated, because you know what? He loves this. The badge, the club, this is what he fights for, and that's what you want in a defender. For me, Araujo, man of the match, gets a 9 out of 10 from me, but not taken away from center back partner Andreas Christensen, who I will give an 8 out of 10, but he was world class today as well. Christensen, rock freaking solid. His passing off the back today was fantastic. He's just so calm in decision makings. Like, he will pick the ball up, he's getting pressured by Griezmann or Felix or Lamar or Correa. Okay, here you go, Ter Stegen. Oh, I see Busquets in that space. Here you go. Oh, Balde over the top. So composed and calm when making that decision, but also defensive wise. I think the yellow cards he got today was a bit harsh. Slide tackles, aerial duels, ground duels. He was all over the place. I felt so comfortable with Christian at the back. I thought he did play better than Araujo overall. I give Araujo the higher mark for that goal line clearance in the 90th minute. So for me, Christensen, very solid game today for him today, and he is going to have my children tonight for sure, and he gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Into the fullbacks now. We're starting with Jules Kounde at the right back position, and for me, Jules Kounde tonight will be getting an 8 out of 10. He was also rock solid in the defense. Similar to Araujo, I think his decision making in the final third when he made those overlapping runs with Ousmane Dembele wasn't that great. Sometimes he had to put the through ball. Sometimes telling him, "Oh, cut back," he goes over the top. So I think Kounde is the perfect defensive right back. Sit back, maybe form a back three and let the left back move forward. That for me is what Kounde can do. I think as an overlapping attacking right back, he's a bit suspect. But you know what? We bombed for a center back, and that's the reality. I think defensive-wise today, Kounde was absolutely fantastic. The amount of aerial duels he won in the last 15 minutes of the game was ridiculous. He kept Griezmann quiet. He kept João Felix quiet as well. He was absolutely fantastic today, and he'll be getting an 8 out of 10. And last, of course, in the defense, but not the least, on the left back spot, it was, of course, Alejandro Balde. And you can see that correctly. I am giving Alejandro Balde a 9. Here's the reason why. Throughout the 90 minutes, players' forms were dipping up and down. Pedri in the first 20 minutes looked great. Last 20 minutes, he looked ropey. Gavi looked great in the first half an hour. Then the last 10 minutes of the first half, he was crap. De Jong looked great in the first 10 minutes. Last 40 minutes, he was crap. Kounde looked great in the first half. Beginning of the second half, he wasn't that great. Same with Araujo. I think maybe Christensen as well, but also Alejandro Balde were the two most consistent players. The only flaw today that I saw from Alejandro Balde was he kept slipping too much. But you can't blame him. It's pouring rain. The pitch is going to be there slippery. That's it. I think up and down the flank, decision making, defending, going forward, absolutely flawless. Laporta, get his renewal done ASAP before other teams offer him a buckload of money that we cannot match. This player is absolutely unbelievable. Should be the starting left back. I still think Super Cup on Thursday, Jordi Alba will start, unfortunately, but I think Alejandro Balde is our best left back without a shadow of a doubt, and probably could be our best right back as well if you want to put Kounde in the center of the defense alongside Araujo. But you know what, Balde, world class for me tonight, and he gets a 9 out of 10. Into the midfield now. We're off with El Capitano Sergio Busquets in the pivot. I will be giving Busquets tonight a 6 out of 10. Probably a lot of you guys will give him a 5 or a 4. He was average. I think he had some good moments. He had some good turns, some good passing, progressive passes in the final third. Had some very sloppy moments first few minutes. Gave the ball away quite a bit in the middle of the park. He tried to do some tricks, and he'd get the ball snatched away from him, Griezmann or Felix or Koke, whoever the case may be. But was he the worst player for Barcelona? I don't think he was. So overall for Busquets tonight, I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. Next midfielder, of course, is going to be Pedri. And for me, Pedri will be getting an 8 out of 10. That first half from Pedri was orgasmic. He was all over the pitch in that first half, and of course, mainly for the goal, that run. A little uncut of Pedri. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go, Gavi. Boom, goal. World class. I think from the 45th minute I gotta hit the table. From the 45th minute to the 70th minute, he was a bit ropey, but then from the 70th and 90th, he was controlling the tempo, holding up the ball, attracting fouls, getting free kicks, and that's what you want against a team like Atletico Madrid when you're just, parking the bus essentially and defending for your life. So I think overall, Pedri, great game from him, and he'll be getting an 8 out of 10. Next up is Frenkie de Jong, and Frenkie de Jong for me will be getting a 6 out of 10. Dare I say it, I think he was the worst performing Barcelona player tonight. I don't think he had a bad game, but I think out of everyone, he was unfortunately the worst in my opinion. Look, I think Frenkie de Jong, I'm going to say this very controversially, I think he plays better when Busquets doesn't play. I think as a single pivot, or if you put him at the right interior and then maybe Kessie as a pivot or something like that, I think he'll play better. But I think him and Busi as a double pivot, because we were playing, 4-4-2 or 4-2-2 kind of, them together doesn't really work, and I think Frenkie de Jong suffers from that. We saw him going out wide left a lot, wide right a lot. He got chopped off ahead of Busquets as well from Xavi, like the 58th minute, 57th minute. So I think he was the worst player on the pitch for Barcelona, but didn't perform, terribly. I think he was average, so I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. But last and not the least, the best midfielder for Barcelona in this match, without a shadow of a doubt, was Gavi, and for me, Gavi will be getting an 8 out of 10. Someone needs to test this kid, because he's freaking all over the pitch. He's like right back, right wing, left wing, center mid, CDM, pivot, cam, center forward, all over the pitch. And he's, again, like Araujo, defending for the badge. He is running for his dear life, pushing, tackling. It's ridiculous. Thank God we renewed his contract last summer, because I think teams would be sniffing for him right now in the January transfer window. But oh my God, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say about Gavi. He played so well. I'm surprised he got subbed off at like the 7th minute. Maybe that was Xavi resting him because he was running all over the place. But Gavi, I love the kid, man. I absolutely love him. Great performance from him. And for me tonight, we'll be getting an 8 out of 10. Into the forwards now. The forwards were now for the into the forwards now. Firstly, the goal scorer Ousmane Dembele. I'll be giving Ousmane tonight a 7 out of 10. I would have given him an 8, but I feel like, again, he wasn't too clinical. He had 2 shots in the first half. I think he had 2 in the second half. I expected tonight Dembele should be walking away with a brace. I think he should have had 2 goals. That's why I knocked off the points. But I think, connection play with Kounde down the right-hand side was good. Decision making, again, the final third, sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. So we just need to tune up on that. Of course, the goal was a great finish, great clinicality. But if you think about it 10 minutes from before, if he fake shots the shot instead of shooting it, could have gotten an opening as well. So I think Dembele today, finishing-wise, wasn't that great. But in terms of the team play, what Xavi wanted from him in the build-up, to use his pace to get in behind, he played well. So overall, I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. And last but not least is Ansu Fati. I will be giving Ansu Fati a 5 out of 10. Now, despite the fact I think that De Jong was still the worst performing player for Barcelona in the game, I think Ansu Fati was mainly playing the graveyard shift, just couldn't really get into the game. He had only a few touches. I'm basing De Jong because he was involved a lot. Ansu wasn't. He had a good chance early on in the game where he should have fake shotted it, got the open space and had a shot on goal, but instead got blocked by the defender. Did another same thing again like 10 minutes later. Just couldn't get into the game, Ansu. That's the reality. He couldn't even link up well with Alejandro Balde. He was slipping quite a bit as well on the pitch. Then got chopped off, of course, at the 58th minute mark. Overall, not a good night for Ansu, but a good night for Barcelona nonetheless. And I will give Ansu tonight a 5 out of 10. Now for the substitutions. The subs were Kessie, Ferran Torres, Raphinha, Sergi Roberto, and Marcos Alonso. Roberto came on last, 10 minutes, 9 minutes. I'll give them both an average 6. They both didn't really do anything wrong. Alonso had a good header, I remember, near the end of the game. Raphinha, wasted some time. Did what he had to do. Came on at left wing, which was a bit surprising. Left wing, left mid, left wing back. Just left-hand side, really. Attracted some fouls. Didn't really do much either, so I'll give him an average 6. Ferran Torres got a bloody red card. He's now going to be a straight red, so he will be suspended for the next 3 games. So that's Getafe, Girona, and I think Betis. So we're now a week in the attack. No Lewandowski or Ferran the next 2 games. I mean, in terms of his performance, he was okay. Scored a goal that was offside, but for the red card, I guess I'll give him a 5. From Kessie, give him an average 6. He came in, showed some energy, but had a few poor touches, but had a few good tackles as well. He made some great runs in the final third as well. So I think overall he came in, did a job, did a shift, but I think I was expecting a big better from him. So overall, the subs today mainly came on for rotation. None of them really had a real impact. So I'll give them all a 6, and I'll give Ferran a 5 for his red card, really. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who tonight will be getting an 8 out of 10 from me. 3 points, clean sheet. Where can I default him? I think Xavi gets bonus points, of course, for the win and the clean sheet. Gets a bonus point for picking the right lineup. He went with the 4 in the midfield. That was correct. Where I take points away from Xavi is firstly the subs. They weren't as impactful as we expected. We were all shouting in the second half, bring on Kessie for Busquets, let's get some energy, took off De Jong, then brought on Alonso for Balde, which could have been very, very risky. So I'll knock some points off for that. Secondly, on the defensive approach to the game, it's clear that Xavi wanted to score a goal or two and then park the bus. And we saw the team suffering in the 7th, 8th minute, and nothing really changed from that. I think the game management from Xavi in that second half wasn't that great. Overall, can't complain. We got 3 huge points, clean sheet. We're all happy. Everyone's happy. So I think Xavi will walk away happy. And again, with his starting lineup, that's what basically won us the game. Going to the 4 in midfield, matching Atletico Madrid for that midfield personnel, getting the goal early, sitting back. That was the game plan. He executed well. Can't go wrong with that. So overall, Xavi tonight will be getting an 8 out of 10 from me. So that was my match review for Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, also your player and your manager ratings as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, 3 big points, and Forza Barca.